Hi, this is PJ McClure, and I wanted to talk to you today about something that comes across my email box quite a bit, or conversations that I have with people out at speaking appearances, and even some of the times whenever I do consulting in corporate and some of those more training type situations. I get approached a lot of times by people who ask if I can teach them how to teach my material. And it's kind of funny to me because for a very long time I would think, well, sure, I can absolutely do that. And then we would give it a try and they would get it. They would be able to teach the material, but it just didn't come across the same. And they knew that as well. And it wasn't because I'm brilliant or anything like that, that they couldn't be just as brilliant or whatever. It's something that I want to talk to you today that has many more implications across the span of life than even just this one thing does. And I hope that I can get you to understand this, because I believe it'll change the way that you approach learning. I believe it'll change the way that you approach your teaching opportunities, your influence with other people, and really just how you go about your day-to-day life. That's my hope. So let's see if we can make that happen. Because now, whenever people ask if I can teach them to teach my material, my answer is yes and no. The reason it's no is because all of the things that could be considered my material, whatever that even means, those things are actually just pieces of me. They're pieces of who I am. They're pieces of my experiences, the things that I've learned, the people that have mentored me, the people that I've mentored and what I've learned from them, my mistakes, my successes, my abject failures, and my mountaintop highs. It's just this amalgam. It's this compilation of everything that I am. And then whenever I say something or do something or interact with someone, it's not because I've got this curriculum laid out of A, B, C, D. It's because whatever they're going through and whatever's going on with them, whenever I interact with them, I break off a piece of me and give it to them. That's what, for me, teaching is. And I've never gone in, successfully anyway, to learn something with the purpose of then turning around and teaching it. I go in to learn something for the purpose of learning something. I go in for the purpose of assimilating information into me and who I am. And so anytime that I have an interaction that then pulls from that piece of information, I don't have it in there because I got that information with the objective of teaching it. I had that information in there because I went in to learn something and to make it a part of who I am, to impact who I am on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute basis. Not because I knew I was going to get to teach it to somebody else later on. I've tried that before, going in to learn something to teach it, and it's kind of flat. It's hollow. It's not really as effective as whenever you just share from your own experiences. And that's a key piece, because whenever in the idea of being able to tell somebody that, yes, I can teach you to teach my material, the way that I do that is I teach it to you for the purpose of you applying it to your life. You learn it for the purpose of applying it to your life and making it real and making it a piece of you and making it something that is in the fiber of your being. Not just something that you've got there in a certain part of your brain that you can access to go teach somebody when they need it. The best teachers are the ones that have experience with what it is they're teaching. Even if it's not the same experience that you're going to have or the same experience that you need, but they have experience with what it is that they're laying out for you. Colleges are seeing that now all the time. They've had academics in place for years and years, and they were people that went in and learned a subject better than anybody else in the world. They learned the subject itself, but they learned it for the purpose of teaching it to somebody else. They didn't necessarily learn it for the purpose of implementing it into their own life. And you're seeing more and more college professors, more and more people coming out to teach, and they're coming to teach not because of what they got, or not for the purpose of teaching. They didn't get the information. They got the information, and they've had huge experience with it. Now they're going back to teach it to other people so that they can bring it into their lives and learn how to do it. Okay, and that's where learning, teaching, applying really matters. And it goes way beyond just the normal teaching model or the normal consulting model or something like that. It goes to your everyday interactions with other people, the influence you have on other people. And that's what really makes all of this come to bear, is because whenever I learn something, and I learn it because I want to implement it in my own life, then every time I interact with somebody and that our branches cross between something I've learned and implemented and something they need to learn, now I just influence them. I impact them. Again, and I learned this phrase from Chris Valentin. I break a little piece of me off and give it to them. I don't lose anything because of it, because all the information is just infused in my being. It's through every part that I am. So when I break off a little piece that's going to benefit them, I don't lose, and they gain tremendously, because they get something that's real and authentic. And whenever they pull it in to learn it for themselves, they're going to have a much easier time assimilating that into their life. Okay, they're going to have a much easier time taking something that's outside of them and bringing it in and making it a part of who they are. And that works with business. That works with church. That works with school. That especially works with family. Okay, parents, consider your kids. Grandparents, your grandkids. Aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters. However it works out, you can influence up and down the line. Okay, employees influencing their bosses. All of those things happen because people go in and they learn something so that they can take it in, not so that they can turn around and parrot it back to somebody else just so that they can act like or look like they know something. Okay, so it's very, very important to get information inside of you. And I won't get this exactly right, but it's the thought of it that just resonates with me, of something else that I heard Chris Valentin say. He said that unless you're assimilating the information into your own life, all you're doing is reflecting. You're not actually shining. And man, that's just brilliant. That hit me right where I live. You can take some other piece of light. You can take some other piece of knowledge, and you can get it and reflect it back to somebody. But that's only temporal. That doesn't really make as much of a lasting impact as whenever you take light, integrate it into who you are and what you are. Then you yourself can actually shine and be another source of light for somebody else. So I want to encourage you, whatever you go about to learn, whatever you go about to do it for the purpose of integrating it into who you are. And when it's a part of who you are, being able to teach it and influence and pass it on to other people, that'll be easy. Because all you've got to do then is be yourself. I hope this benefits you for a very long time. This is PJ McClure. Be your best.